Genesis chapter 1, verse 2 says, "And the earth was without form and void." And lately, I've been hearing more and more people say that the word was there should have been or could have been translated became. And the implications of this are that the earth was something before and then became without form and void. So let's go to blueletterbible.org and look at Genesis chapter 1. This is the verse we're interested in, verse 2. "And the earth was without form and void," specifically the word was. So if you hover over the tools button to the right, you'll see a list of tools. The default tool, if you click on this button, is the interlinear, which is the one we want. And by default, it comes up with the reverse interlinear, which in this case shows the English on the left and the Hebrew down the middle. Specifically, since we're interested in the word was, we'll look for the Strong's number here and click on that, which takes us to a page with information about that particular Hebrew word. The Hebrew word is hayah, and we can see that the King James translates this word, depending on the context, as was, come to pass, came, has been, were happened, become, pertained, or better for thee. I don't know how it came up with that one, but we're not going to look at that. So we can see all of these different ways this one word can be translated. To be, to become, to come to pass, exist, happen, fall out. To happen, fall out, occur, take place, come about, to come to pass. To come about, come to pass. To come into being, become. To arise, appear, come. And so on and so forth. But it's not really legitimate to just randomly choose any word we like from this list and use that as the translation. We need to understand the context, what's being said. And in this case, the best translation, if we're not going to accept the word was, is come into being, which would lead us to, let's back up to the verse, "And the earth came into being without form and void." What it really boils down to is that this word, this Hebrew word, in this context, is really telling us the condition of the earth when the earth came into being. It's the initial condition of the earth. The initial condition of the earth was without form and void. That's really all it means. And this is an example how, in general, it's a good idea to be careful when you hear people say, "Oh, the Hebrew really means this," or "the Greek really means this." Many, many years ago, as a joke, I told some people that in Genesis 2:18, when God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone," I said the word alone in Hebrew literally means without supervision. And one person didn't know I was joking and started repeating that and as if it was fact. So when you hear somebody say the Hebrew really means this or the Greek really means that, be careful and subscribe. And that's all I have on this subject. So see you later.